Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musics. I'm your handsome yet humble host, Bill Miller. Thank you for joining the second installment of our Top 100 Pre-Code Crime Comics. As edited and mostly written by Charles Biro with Bob Wood, Crime Does Not Pay was a 64-page, later 52-page anthology comic book published by Lev Gleason Publications, beginning in 1942 and running for 147 issues until 1955. Each issue of the series featured several stories about the lives of actual criminals taken from newspaper accounts, history books, and occasionally, as advertised, actual police files. The stories provided details of actual criminal activity and, in making the protagonists of the stories actual criminals, albeit criminals who were eventually caught and punished, usually in a violent manner, by story's end, seemed to glorify criminal activity, according to several critics. An immediate success, the series remained virtually unchallenged in the field of nonfiction comic books for several years until the post-World War II decline in other genres of comic books, including superhero comic books, made it more viable to publish new genres. First, the rules. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a crime title. No photo covers are allowed. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive crime books. They are simply the best crime comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was like splitting hairs when it came time to rank numbers 80 to 61, but I treasured every moment of it. I made a series of 5 videos with 20 entries in each one, so please join me for the next 20 covers as we count down the top 100 pre-code crime comic book covers. Alright, leading off at number 80. We have Crime Smashers, issue number 11, from Trojan Magazines. Available in July of 1952. The cover artist is Alvin Hollingsworth. Wonderful colors on this cover. Our damsel is having a nightmare after reading of an escaped prisoner, and what are the odds? That same prisoner is just outside her window, wielding a deadly dagger. Doing hard time with number 79 is The Perfect Crime, issue number 17, from Cross. Packaged in October of 1951. Unfortunately, the cover artist is unknown. We have a lovely blonde in a fantastic green dress on the precipice of death's door. I love the detail of the bedsheet and the light purple of the walls. Threatening us at number 78 is Monster Crime Comics, number 1, from Hillman. Seeing print in October of 1952. Yet again, the cover artist is unknown. A ridiculously busy cover, a man in full sprint screaming in utter terror, and a bevy of monsters. Sign me up. Brass knuckling with number 77 is The Perfect Crime, issue number 27, from Cross. Hot off the press in August of 1952. Sadly, we do not know the identity of the cover artist. We have a brunette in a red dress who is in quite a pickle after having been identified as a police informant, along with her bloody compatriot. Stool pigeoning at number 76 is Gangsters and Gun Malls, issue number 2, from Avon. Printed in December of 1951. Again, we do not know who the cover artist is. What a great cover. This gun mall means business, with smoke coming from the barrel of her typewriter and her ciggy. Rum running with number 75 is True Crime Comics, issue number 4, from Magazine Village. In circulation in February of 1949. And again, we do not know the identity of the cover artist. A rough cover as our boys in blue riddle this gangster with a deluge of lead. The blue suit pops off of the yellow, and I like the subtle floating head of the devil. At number 74, we have Manhunt, issue number 6, from Magazine Enterprises. Out in March of 1948. The cover artist is Ogden Whitney. What a wonderful cover. The blacks and yellows work so well together and help the blonde in the red dress take center stage. Will she make it out of the morgue alive? Perhaps we will need to read it to find out. Machine gunning at number 73 is The Horrors of the Underworld, issue number 15, from Star Publications. Hitting the stands in April of 1954. The cover art is by L.B. Cole. Strong colors, a baddie getting his comeuppance, a great trade dress, and an interesting background. What the heck is that background? Billy clubbing with number 72 is Authentic Police Cases, issue number 24, from St. John. Hitting the stands in December of 1952. The cover art is by Matt Baker. An action-packed cover as the crooks try to destroy the evidence as the coppers arrive on the scene and start administering justice. The best part is the lovely Matt Baker woman wielding the accelerant. Robbing at number 71 is Fight Against Crime, issue number 17, from Story Comics. Produced in January of 1954. We do not know the identity of the cover artist. I love the contrast of yellow and the trade dress, and from the light of the subway car with the black background. The dead man on the tracks in the foreground is grisly. Extorting at number 70 is Real Clue Crime Stories, Volume 7, Issue number 1, from Hillman. Hitting the shelves in March of 1952. Although we're not certain, the cover artist is believed to be John Prentice. What an image! The greens are dynamite. We have a Tommy gun, a dame driving the getaway car, and bulleted carnage with a man shot in the eye and another shot in the throat. Murdering at number 69 is Headline Comics, issue number 25, from Prize. Published in July of 1947. The cover art is by Jack Kirby. I like the green drapes and the yellow drenched windows. The woman in the red dress has one heck of a cigarette holder, and she and her companion seem to be bent on murder and insurance fraud. Throwing Knives at number 68 is All True Detective Cases, issue number 3, from Avon. Available in June of 1954. The cover artist is Everett Raymond Kinsler. Outstanding colors and a fantastic action scene. You can almost feel the bullet as the presumed criminal is gunned down. Was he shot by a police officer or perhaps by a business associate? Pistol whipping with number 67 is Crime Must Pay the Penalty, issue number 17, from Ace Magazines. Packaged in December of 1950. The cover artist is Louis Zansky. The purples, the greens, the bold trade dress, the pinstripe suit, it all works so well together. But the cherry on top is the beautiful green dress and that fabulous detailed pattern. At number 66, we have Down with Crime, issue number 3. From Fawcett. Seeing print in March of 1952. Unfortunately, we do not know the cover artist. Bright yet dark is how I would describe this cover. We have a lovely blonde in a red dress who was recently victimized by a purse snatcher. The boys in blue arrived just in time to spray some lead. You get me, Mac? Putting cement shoes on at number 65 is Carrie Drake, issue number 5, from Magazine Enterprises. Out sometime in 1946. Yet again, we do not know the cover artist. This cover is bananas. We have a damsel in bondage tied to a rope that is pulling back either an arrow or a crossbow bolt. If the baddie cuts the rope, the bolt will fire with seemingly deadly consequences. Putting cement shoes on again at number 64, we have Ken Shannon, issue number 6, from Quality Comics. In circulation in August of 1952. The cover art is by Reed Crandall. This image has many of the trappings of a horror comic. We have a woman in a red skirt, a vampiric fiend ready to bite her neck, and our hero running toward them with what the kids call his gat. Bootlegging in at number 63 is Crime Must Stop, issue number 1, from Hillman. Hitting the stands in October of 1952. Unfortunately, the cover artist is unknown. Again, we have strong elements of horror with this cover. I like how the action is framed between the two big trees. The woman's green dress and evening gloves are fashion forward, and her companions might be of the undead variety. At number 62 is Down with Crime, issue number 7, from Fawcett. Produced in November of 1952. We do not know the cover artist. A disturbing cover. The baddie sneaks through the window sporting a gas mask to presumably hide his identity and scare the bejesus out of her. He is brandishing a piece. But will he be quick on the trigger before she can fetch her rod from the nightstand? And gambling at number 61 is Murderous Gangsters, issue number 2, from Avon. Hitting the shelves in December of 1951. The cover artist is Anne Cantor. This is a gorgeous painted cover that originally appeared on an Avon paperback book. The lovely blonde, the red dress and gloves, and the Art Deco choker all work so well against the yellow backdrop. And that will do it for numbers 80 through 61, as we count down the top 100 pre-code crime comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Or there's some that shouldn't have made the list at all? I'd love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 60 through 41.